Hello everybody, my name is Alamin. I am a resident at Headstarter. I'm currently doing my master's in Laurentian University, Canada. I will be graduating on the May of this year. I'm actively applying to jobs. Last week I've applied to about 5 jobs, and I'm also reaching out to recruiters using cold email. And last week I did about 7 LeetCode problems. And this video is basically a demo for the Headstarter project AI code editor. So this is basically a project that's done on top of the existing Judge Zero IDE repository. The repository is already present, and we have to add AI features on top of it. For example, an AI assistant with which you can chat about your code. There's also a bug finder feature where you could find all the possible bugs in your code. And all of this is done using LLMs. So this application was done mainly with JavaScript and jQuery. So I had a hard time working with jQuery because I haven't worked on it previously. So I had to do a short course on jQuery before implementing this project. So I'll just get right to the demo. As you can see, this is the AI assistant, and there is a drop down for selecting whichever LLM you want. So I'm switching to Qwen 2.5. I'll ask what this. So basically, the code that's written in here is code for Dijkstra's algorithm. It's done in C++. I'll ask the AI about what this code does. So there is some latency in bringing the response. I'm using the LLMs from OpenRouter. So I could have used Olama. So if I had hosted the LLMs in my in my machine, then I guess the responses would have come faster. As you can see, it gives me the description of what this code does. Now I'm going to be introducing a bug into this code. So it was previously k-infinite cost. Just gonna remove some part of it. I'm gonna run the code, and obviously there's an error in the code. So I'm gonna use the help of AI to debug this code. So there's a button here which will basically uh, help me debug this code. And to the LLM, I'm sending the complete code, the language of the code, the input, and the output as the context. And based on that, I'm getting the response. So as you can see, uh, it was able to correctly identify the issue. I'll just have to fix the k-infinite cost variable name, and then uh, it gave me a descriptive way of fixing the code. So now I'm going to switch to some other code. For example, I'm going to copy a code for linked lists in Python. So another feature that I want to show you is the code snippet features. For example, suppose you're coding and you probably want to know what's wrong or what a specific snippet of code does. For example, suppose this is the code that I want to know, so I could just select this code, and then there's going to be a drop down button. I would click on the drop down, I could add it as my context for the LLM. So as you can see, this is the context for my LLM, and based on this context, I could ask it whatever questions I want. For example, what does this snippet do? Again, there's some latency in here that could easily be handled using caching. So as you see, the uh, it gives me the description line by line on what the code does. So another feature that I want to show you is the bug finder feature. So basically what it does is it scans through the whole code and it tries to find potential bugs in the code. And using the LLMs, it gives me where the problem occurred and how I can fix it. It also gives me a description on why the code could be buggy. For example, as you can see, it gives me the problem where it gives me the problematic code, and it also gives me line number. So as you can see here, um, it also gives me the fixed code. That means what I could do to fix this buggy code. So in the future iterations, I'm thinking of keeping here an accept this button, where clicking on that would replace my current code with the fixed code. And yeah, so that's it for my demo, and I'm hoping to implement the autocomplete feature, which is currently a bit buggy right now. I did implement it, but it's not complete. I'll have to implement it properly. And I'd also want to implement the composer feature of if you're familiar with Cursor AI, they have the composer feature. So in the future iterations, I would like to work on these, but before that, I'd have to do some research on how these are actually done. I mean, I could use LLMs, but after that, I'll have to parse the um, code. I have to parse the code. I have to parse the response and then place it into my code. So that would be a challenging thing to do. The most challenge that I faced in this project was using jQuery, and also all the logic for this project was done in a single file, so I had to go back and forth over the file, and it's a really big project. I mean, when all of the logic is written in one file, that was some of the challenges that I faced. Thank you.